With all due respect, Mr. Trump, this war must last forever.
I tell you what, if you agree to end this war...
So what is Trump going to do? Well, you're going to have to wait a few minutes. I'm going to show that excellently produced satirical clip at the end. It's really, really good. But first I want to show you just a couple of minutes abridged from the European Parliament. And Professor Jeffrey Sachs gives an incredible 4-minute summary of the reality around Ukraine. So all the people who are putting flags in their bios and all the people who are arguing about this few minutes gives the actual history of the USA, Russia, Ukraine kind of axis and what actually happened and why all these troubles are occurring. So I think it's really important. Please do share and comment below, of course, and subscribe. We got to get the accurate history out there because there's so much misinformation from lamestream legacy media. So here you go. Sachs here is on fire.
What was Putin's intention in the war? Not the propaganda that's written about this. Oh, that they failed and he was going to take over Ukraine. The idea was to keep NATO, and what is NATO? It's the United States, off of Russia's border. No more, no less. When the Soviet Union ended in 1991, and an agreement was made that NATO will not move 1 inch eastward. Now, what happened after 1991, the United States decided there would be no end to eastward enlargement of NATO. And the decision was taken formally in 1994, when President Clinton signed off on NATO enlargement to the east, all the way to Ukraine and into Georgia. So the NATO enlargement, as you know, started in 1999 with Hungary, Poland, and the Czech Republic. And Russia was extremely unhappy about it. But these were countries still far from the border. So the next round of NATO enlargement came in 2004. With the 3 Baltic states, Romania, Bulgaria, Slovenia, and Slovakia. At this point, Russia was pretty damn upset. So as everybody recalls, in 2007, President Putin said, stop, enough. And of course, what that meant was in 2008, the United States jammed down Europe's throat enlargement of NATO to Ukraine and to Georgia. This is right up against Russia. And Russia protested because if Russia decided to have a military base on the Rio Grande or the Canadian border, not only would the United States freak out, we'd have war within about 10 minutes. And a month later, a war broke out. That gets Georgia destroyed. And starting in 2010, the U.S. put in Aegis missile systems in Poland and then in Romania. And Russia doesn't like that. In 2010, Viktor Yanukovych was elected on the platform of neutrality. Russia had no territorial interests or designs in Ukraine at all. What Russia was negotiating was a 25-year lease for Sevastopol naval base. That's it. Not for Crimea, not for the Donbass, nothing. In 2014, the U.S. worked actively to overthrow Yanukovych. Everybody knows the phone call by my Columbia University colleague, Victoria Nuland, and the U.S. Ambassador Peter Piot. Listen to it. It's fascinating.
I don't think Cleach should go into the government. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's a good idea. I think Yats is the guy who's got the economic experience, the governing experience, and, fuck the EU.
No, exactly. And I think we've got to do something to make...
You don't get better evidence. Then came Minsk, and especially Minsk II. It said there should be autonomy for the Russian-speaking regions in the east of Ukraine. It was supported unanimously by the UN Security Council. The United States and Ukraine decided it was not to be enforced. There were many thousands of deaths in the shelling by Ukraine in the Donbass. And one of the issues on the table in December 2021, January 2022, was, does the United States claim the right to put missile systems in Ukraine? And Blinken told Lavrov in January 2022, the United States reserves the right to put missile systems wherever it wants. So the war started. What was Putin's intention in the war? It was to force Zelenskyy to negotiate neutrality. And that happened within 7 days of the start of the invasion. Ukraine walked away unilaterally from a near agreement. Why? Because the United States told them to. The idea was that there would be Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, and Georgia that would deprive Russia of any international status by blocking the Black Sea. And the American senators who are as nasty and cynical and corrupt as imaginable say this is wonderful expenditure of our money because no Americans are dying. It's the pure proxy war. And since the U.S. talked the negotiators away from the table, about 1 million Ukrainians have died.
So there you have it. Indeed, a complete tragedy. But that's the accurate reality around this. And I like to see kind of real history, real data, real geopolitics being exposed so people can understand what's actually going on in the world. And of course, share if you can, because I say nearly a majority of people, I would guess now, are utterly deluded around the realities of the Ukraine situation. But I did promise that satirical clip. It's just a minute or two long, and I think it's one of the best. A little rude in places, but here you go. Enjoy.
That was yours. We thought that baggie belonged to Hunter. You know, I think the Secret Service probably still has it somewhere.
I have been stealing the money.
I'm sorry, what's that now?
I must to speak honestly. I steal many of USA dollars to Ukraine. Millions. Some dollars for some oligarchs also. Some for American bureaucrats also.
Well, we know that, but why are you telling me this?
Because, Mr. Trump, if you end war, we cannot steal any more money. We must continue war.
No, the war must end. Your people are dying, Zelensky. They're dying.
But I want to steal more money. What do you want? Fellatio, I can do it.
No, I don't want fellatio. No.
Are you sure? I did for Biden.
Okay, that is what we call oversharing. Look, there's nothing you have that I want. You're not going to convince me to keep this war going. You don't have the cards.
I not play cards.
No, I know you're not literally playing cards. It's a metaphor. It's like I'm playing 4D chess and you're playing checkers.
No, I not play checkers. There is no checkerboard, you see.
Okay, let's try this. I am in the driver's seat, okay? Do you understand that expression?
No, but we are not in car.
No, you're right. You're right. We're not in a car. That's true.
Listen, Mr. Trump, I am actor/comedian. I crave attention. Since start of war, I get worshipped by presidents. I'm worshipped by Hollywood. If war ends, no more attention, no more worship. With all due respect, Mr. Trump, this war must last forever.
I tell you what, if you agree to end this war, we will do a remake of Friends. And you can play Ukrainian Chandler Bing. How does that sound?
Oh, I love the Friends. This is favorite show of me. I am such a Monica.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's sign the thing, and then I'll go show you the room where Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky did it.
Oh yes, this is funny because I just say I'm such a Monica. Maybe we will go in a room and you can be Bill Clinton and I will be Monica. Yes?
You know what? Forget the room. Let's just sign the document. Does anyone have a pen? Phil? Where's Phil? I need a pen. Somebody give me a damn pen.
Well, that's all, folks. Important to know. Accurate history, isn't it? Or again, delusion is the alternative. And just a reminder to people, I think it's very important to have some of the proceeds of your life's work, whether pension or other investments, in physical gold. Pure Gold Company in the UK, I believe, are the best. I have a relationship with them and a link down below where you'll get a free consultation on all things precious metals and beyond in the world of finances and macroeconomics. And also they do a period of free storage, though again, many people do prefer to take possession themselves. Again, in these troubled times, maybe that is a good idea, but that's up to personal judgment. So the link is down below, and they service America, Europe, all over the world. They have vaults, contracted vaults, a very safe storage, or indeed, as I mentioned, people can take personal possession. It will be shipped securely pretty much anywhere in the Western world. So to finish up here, I'll leave you with a related clip, just a minute from Mike Maloney's latest kind of podcast on YouTube. He's an absolute expert. He's been correct on gold, silver and precious metals now for couple of decades or more even, and here's just a couple of minutes of his latest where he goes through some key happenings in the world, gold and beyond.
And I would suggest that yes, this is an early warning. probably run for your life. Here we've got the job openings total. What you have to look at here is the correlation that it used to have between the S&P 500 and job openings. And suddenly, as of 2022, there's this enormous divergence happening. This one is real. This one is like fantasy land. That is the problem. You know that the job openings data, this is real. This one is a fantasy. And so I believe that stock market investors are going to have a rude awakening sometime soon. Berkshire Hathaway, the world's most successful investor, Warren Buffett, his cash position as a percentage of assets is the highest in history. This is from Josh Philip Farr. Credit card debt hits a record 1.21 trillion. The Atlanta Fed is predicting here the onset of a recession. And I think once it starts, the unraveling will be uncontrollable. And we are in for, they're going to, Powell has to do another Ben Bernanke. Just like we know the Feds have shown their cards. We know what their solution is going to be. Print, and take interest rates down to zero. Joe Rogan kicks off his Elon Musk interview with, is it true? This is the good news here. Is it true they've been shipping large quantities of gold back to the United States recently? And Make Gold Great Again says that gold is no longer a small indie flick. It's a blockbuster, baby, and it is. It's in the news all the time now.